The top 5 news, all the news that you can use and nothing that would give you the blues. Just 5 stories in 5 minutes that you can use. So if your career's already in a high gear, or if you're just sitting in a cubicle box checking your stocks, getting ready to say game over the work game, I'd like to suggest a news show with a very practical name. And once you watched it, you never be the same. At least your news will never be the same. Tonight we have 5 very interesting stories and a few bonus stories for you. Story 1, the UAE just cut all trade with Iran after missiles were fired towards the shipping Strait of Hormuz. Stored shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, oil prices jumped. The world's most important energy waterways back in the spotlight. Markets are watching. Story 2, President Trump paused the new 50% tariff. Have you heard this? And so the 50% tariff that we have with Canada is paused for 3 days. Both sides say they're close to a deal. Higher tariffs have been on hold while the negotiations went through. And so you might ask, well, what do we import from Canada? It just so happens we have the top 5: machinery and computers. We bring in from Canada, 87.5 billion worth. Vehicles, auto parts, electronic machinery, mineral fuels, oil, precious metals, and gems. So, what would happen if you were to take and find a handful of companies in each of those categories, and buy a little stock or a stock option, and then all of a sudden their tariffs, instead of 50% tariffs, they went to say 15 or 10 or whatever the new deal would be? I think you might have a good return on your investment. I'm not a financial planner, but that might be some news you could use. Story number 3 today. Big night in Florida. Democratic Socialist Angie Nixon pulled off an upset in the Senate primary. On the Republican side, Byron Donaldson locked up the nomination for governor. Clear signs that voters are restless there and everywhere. Story 4 tonight. The Meta child safety trial. A former computer engineer told the jury that Meta knew about the harmful content reaching kids and still put growth first. 29 states are suing. I just hate to see the company Meta getting sued like that for kids, you know. When I was a kid, you use the belt and discipline, and it's not somebody else's. It's not Facebook's fault that your kids aren't turning out right. And yeah, on the other hand, you know, be good to protect the kids from certain things, but do you really want companies like Meta and the government telling your family what he or she can watch? I'll leave it up to you to decide. Some extra stories here tonight. The Chinese humanoid robot maker, as you saw in the open, Unitree, made a huge Shanghai debut. They debuted about $900 million on the IPO. Shares jumped several. Shares jumped 1,000% at times. Okay, several 100%. I think they ended up 600%. So in other words, if you put in $100, you got $600. If you put in $1 million, you have $6 million. That's just one day. What a run! It's the first pure humanoid robot company listed in the mainland of China, and clear win for the frontier robotics high tech push. Story number 2 in the bonus stories: Bitcoin broke higher and it climbed. You've been waiting for a Bitcoin breakout? It's been waiting for you too, huh? It's been a long down season. But Bitcoin bumped up 8% to around 69,000. Just hang on, trying to turn off this feature somewhere in here, and yeah, it's not that important. But you do want to have that. Yeah. So Bitcoin, if you missed it, went up 8% to around 69,000. Biggest move in months, and the White House crypto meeting and some other regulatory progress helped push it upward. Bonus story number 3, Google buying a big internal data set from bankrupt Spirit Airlines. Didn't see that coming, but they're buying for $10 million all of the operational records from Spirit Airlines, including hundreds of millions of emails and other information to train AI models. Privacy groups are already pushing back. TikTok is cutting 75 jobs in Bellevue, Washington. Mostly it's e-commerce team. Another wide round of tech layoffs, and companies are adjusting to AI. Stripe is buying AI routing company Open Router for $7.5 billion. And I guess they were acquiring PayPal too. Is that still ongoing? So Stripe, with their second purchase this month, is going to use the platform to help work the best AI models and manage the spend and the big move that will link the payments with the AI infrastructure. Stripe, probably the #1 payments company in the world. Story 6, Marvel and Google expand their AI chip partnership. Google gets the right to buy a large stake in Marvel tied to the future chips order. Shares moved higher on the news. The Fed minutes showed 3 members wanted a rate hike at the last meeting because inflation is still running hot. The majority held steady, but the debate is clearly still alive. And I would say, Fed rate chairs, if any are watching or know any of them, that as a recruiter for over 40 years in the business, I think the main factor is the AI. And so if you're 1,000% certain that we can get everybody trained on AI and not leave anybody behind, because those are the ones that are going to get laid off, then yeah, raise the interest rates. Go ahead, do that. But wouldn't it make more sense? It's just my opinion. Sometimes they say free advice is worth what you pay for it. But my opinion would be it would be better to have a rip-roaring economy that you had to raise the interest rates in than to have the combination of high unemployment, which is what you get when you raise the interest rates, higher unemployment, and millions upon millions of people laid off, displaced from their jobs by the AI. So bear that in mind when you vote, if you would. There is still a human factor. That's the big picture from August 19th. Top 5 news, practical, useful, no fluff. We'll see you here tomorrow on the Top 5 news. Thanks for tuning in today.